I learned a long time ago that running water will always have a cup underneath it, always. And this can be a great thing, when in balance. People can drink from your life. Your advice is refreshing. Your help is refreshing. Your support is refreshing to them. And you're like running water that they can drink from. That's great. But when it's out of balance, it is not pretty. When you do for everybody, when you do everything for everybody, when you are everything for everybody, or you try to be, because that's impossible to do, but you are the emotional buffer, the emotional support for everyone. You pick up where they left off. You close the gaps where they are weak. You do all of this for everybody. There will always be a cup ready and willing to drink, right? From the waters that are coming from you. Whether it's in your job life, your career, where the people on your team are constantly doing sloppy work and there's really no motivation for them to improve, no matter how many times you've asked them to check their work before they submit the department reports, they know you're going to check them. And not only are you going to check them, you're going to check them and correct them while they clock out at 5 with their janky work. You're there till 8, or you're working till 8. Your laptop is still open, fixing everybody's mistakes. Because why? The water is still running. You need to turn the faucet off. Turn the faucet off. It's got to go off. You need to turn the faucet off. In your family life, anything that needs to be done, you're doing it. Whether it needs to be fixed, whether it needs to be cleaned, whether it needs to be, whatever it needs to be replenished, you're doing it, and you're doing all of it. And you may not even necessarily live with selfish people. They just may not be aware that action needs to be taken. Why? Because it just magically gets fixed. It just magically gets replenished. The supplies in the house get replenished. The yard gets cut and the bushes get trimmed and the leaky faucet gets fixed and all these things just get fixed or get replenished or get purchased. And it never even dawns on them that some action is required or would be nice from them, because you've always done it. You've always filled in those gaps. Again, you need to turn the faucet off. That's the only way that people around you are going to learn to do for themselves. To learn that you're not going to always do everything, be everything, supply everything for them. It's the only way. You got to turn it off. And when you turn your faucet off, you are not responsible for people's transition period. They will find out when they go and they stick that cup under the faucet and no water is coming out. They will learn that, I guess I need to do it myself. Oh, I guess I need to find the answer myself. Oh, I guess I need to work out this emotional whatever myself. Oh, I guess I got to go talk to a counselor, or whatever the situation is. They will soon realize that there is action required on their part because the water is no longer coming out. And listen, you're not responsible for their transition period. You don't have to hold anybody's hand and walk them through. When the water is off, it's off. That's it. It's for them to learn what comes next. Not you. You don't have to, I used to always do this for them. And, now that, they're having to do it for themselves, I'm just going to help them every once in a while. No. They will never learn that way. Once you turn it off, whether it be your children, your coworkers, your, spouse, in terms of whatever, joint, however your home life is set up in terms of how you share whatever the responsibilities are. Once you turn it off, honey, it's off. That is it. Now you can have a conversation, all right? You can have a conversation with your loved one or with your coworker and say, listen, going forward, how I'd like this working relationship or the home life, how I'd like this to operate is X, Y, and Z. Do you see what I'm saying? What you need to do is remove yourself from that place that you etched for yourself. And in many cases, we look at this the wrong way. We will say, or someone will tell us, you know what, these people, they are just encroaching on your boundaries. You know, they are just running over your boundaries, asking you to do this and asking you to do that and expecting you to help with this and that and dumping their emotional whatever on you. They're really encroaching on your boundaries. Well, the problem is not that they're encroaching on your boundaries. Number one, the problem is that you never set boundaries to begin with. But furthermore, I would say you are encroaching on their boundaries. You are trespassing on their territory. Why? Because when you, let's go back to the work example, when you always correct that coworker's work, or you always, you always fix their errors, you rob them of that opportunity for them to be better, to be accountable for their own work, to lose the job if they need to lose the job because they're not doing the work properly. You become that buffer that stops them from taking full accountability for their own life. When you become an emotional crutch for your friends or your whatever, you rob them of the opportunity to be able to own their own emotions, heal from their own emotions, process their own emotions, instead of just dumping them on you. Your children, when you do everything for them, you're robbing them of the opportunity to mature, to be mature adults, to learn, because you're doing it for them. So they never learn to do X, Y, and Z on their own or for themselves because mom or dad is constantly taking care of it for them. You're overstepping into their area of responsibility, and you need to stop, right? And you need to dial that back. You got to dial that back because you're not helping them. If anything, they're getting worse. They're getting becoming less responsible, becoming less diligent, becoming less aware, becoming less, independent or mature. If anything, you are degrading their growth. You are not improving their growth. You are not helping them. You think you're helping them, but you are not. You are not. That doesn't mean you let your children, leave them out to dry. No, but this whole being everything for everyone, the spigot is constantly running. You better learn how to delegate. You better learn how to delegate and learn how to turn the faucet off and go get replenished. Go get replenished. So everybody's home life, work life, whatever, everybody's dynamic is different. But what I'm saying is stop being the buffer for other people's incompetence, other people's emotional unwellness. Stop for other people's insecurities, whatever that is. Stop being the buffer for that. Because what's happening is you are the one that is drained. You are the one that is unhappy. You are the one that carries those burdens on. You are the one that while you're trying to take care of you, you're carrying all of this other stuff from other people that doesn't even belong to you. That quite honestly, you're not even doing a good job. I'm sorry. You're not, because you're not equipped for that. You're not meant to do that. Like I said, you are overstepping their boundaries. You are overstepping. Okay? All right? You're venturing off into a territory that was not marked for you. Right? That individual has to work out their own emotions. That individual has to work out their own relationship. Again, a healthy exchange where you can exchange thoughts, exchange ideas, help each other, or lend a helping hand. I'm not saying don't do that. But when it's a habitual thing where you are the one giving all the time and they are the one receiving all the time, that's not it. That's not it. At that point, you are no longer helping them. You have become a crutch and a buffer and a Band-Aid, but you're not helping them. You're actually making them worse. Now, you may not be able to turn the faucet off in every single relationship or every single setting all at once. You may not be able to just turn all of them off at once, okay? For example, let's say the one that you're the crutch for is your boss. So your boss is incompetent or your supervisor is incompetent and just passes all the work on to you. Well, you can't just tell your supervisor, hey, I'm not doing this anymore, because you may get yourself fired, right? So you turning the faucet off, maybe you looking for another job and giving yourself, 6, 9, 12 months to move out of that situation and into a better one, hopefully, right? So it's for you to assess, right? These are the areas where I see that I have been an ever-flowing faucet. Now, I'm going to focus on this area and on this area first. And do it step by step if you have to, okay? Do it step by step if you need to, based on your situation. And when you take that time off, right? When you turn that faucet off, you may find, whether it be someone you listen to on the internet, on your social media, or a new friend that you meet, or a mentor at your job, whatever, you will find opportunities for you to put your cup underneath someone else's faucet, for you to be replenished, for someone to pour into you. All right. Because that's how it works. We don't exist on an island. Right. So when you stop giving and you focus on yourself for a moment, right, to assess what needs do I have, it would be really nice if, and go ahead and start writing that down. It would be nice if, blah, 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 blah. Because first you got to know what you want, what you need, right? And then you begin to believe, I deserve this, blah, 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 blah. I deserve peace. I deserve freedom. I deserve rest. I deserve self-care. I deserve wellness and health. I deserve understanding and love and whatever, right? All these different things. And when you begin to tell your brain that this is what I deserve, your brain will begin, like was said in the previous video, your brain will begin to look for opportunities for you to get what you deserve, right? Whether you finally make the decision, I hate this gym I've been going to. You know what? I'm going to put some money aside and I'm going to upgrade to the gym down the street, because that really is the setting that I want to be in for my fitness goals. I'm going to start putting aside some money for better quality food, because I know that's going to make me feel better. I'm going to stop working every day by 7 p.m. or by 5 p.m., whatever it is, if you work from home or if you're an entrepreneur or whatever. Maybe you can't do that right away. Maybe you start with a couple of days a week. My cutoff is this. I'm tired of working all day and all night. I'm going to set some cutoffs for myself. These things, they're initiators, right? Because you first have to start making decisions to take care of yourself, right? And as you start placing worth on yourself, it will give you confidence to turn off the faucet, right? If you can just go cold turkey and start turning off the spigot, great. That's great. But you may need to start making some room for yourself and building up your own self-esteem first. That gives you the confidence. You know what? I'm not doing X, Y, and Z anymore, right? You don't want to wait until you are so burned out, you are so depleted that it starts affecting your health physically, because it can. It really can, and it does, right? So again, this is just your another reminder, right? That taking care of yourself is not a privilege, it's a right. It's not a nice to have, it's a must do. Okay? These are things that we must do, right? Because there's no way that we're going to reach our best self, become the best version of ourselves, to go and do whatever it is we're supposed to do if we're depleted every single day, right? So Listen, I'm preaching to myself, okay? All right. And I am putting this into practice. I'm telling you, I am putting this into practice for myself because I want to be the best version of me. I want to be able to give, out of a full cup, you know what I'm saying? And out of flowing fresh waters, okay? Not where there's just a drip left because it's been running constantly. All right. So those are some of my thoughts for the day. I hope it helped. Love you.